Good, thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, appreciate you coming on. And first of all, let me start with this. It looked like for a long time that the Lakers were struggling and there was really no hope, and it just looked like a year we were all going to want to forget. You've now won 3 of your last 6. It was a competitive game again last night. What's better now? Why is the team winning and being more competitive now than you guys were a month ago?
Well, the process is very difficult when you have a team full of young guys, especially when they're a very important part of your organization. Their development, it takes time. The thing about rookies, and those of us who have played the game on this level have all been rookies. You're trying to come in and you're trying to prove yourself first. You're not really caring about what's going on with the team per se. And you're trying to prove your worth. Then some guys may be in a contract year, so they're playing for a contract. So you got all of these things that young teams go through, and that has to get out of their system. And, oh, by the way, we have to learn how to play. You know, and this is a situation where there's a lot of one and done, the guys that don't get that learning process in college, so they jump into the NBA and have to learn on the fly what they missed in college. And that's a difficult thing. And so when you look at fast forward to the Lakers situation, you look at the Kobe Bryant farewell tour, which you want Kobe to go out the best way he can go out, and you have the development of the young players, which takes time. It takes a process. It's a process. Both of them are distractions, and both of them, it has to run its course before the team starts doing any type of winning. And now you're starting to see the kids buy into what's being taught. And by the way, they have to buy in. If you don't buy in, it's going to be the same result. I mean, you look at some of the younger teams that are starting to play well, like Boston, they went through the same exact thing. Young players developing, trying to find their way, finally bought into what was being taught, and now they're starting to win. We have to go through that process as well.
Tracy, you talk a bit about sort of the cross purposes of managing the Kobe farewell tour, the development of the kids, et cetera. I'm curious how much of the improvement, particularly when you look at D'Angelo, but the kids sort of writ large, comes with the idea that, 17 games left or whatever it is, the light is at the end of the tunnel, and suddenly, before they know it, this is going to be theirs, and so it gets very real. Do you see a sense of urgency now that comes within them because the season's coming to an end and they're about to get the keys to the car?
Yes, there is a sense of urgency because it's a sense of urgency for everybody in the organization because in L.A., they're used to winning. We're used to winning championships here in L.A. So there is a sense of urgency to learn, to start winning, so we can get another championship here. And L.A. fans, we're very spoiled. We're used to winning here. Even at UCLA, they're used to winning. It's like this is championship city. And if you don't have a championship, then people start growing it real quick. So it's a process that we have to learn quick. We have to adapt. We have to work with each other, and we have to put our best foot forward and start winning some games. And I think the kids are starting to understand the pressure of being in a Lakers uniform.
Tracy Murray, the Lakers shooting coach, is joining us. Of course, before he worked for the Lakers, he had a long NBA career, and he was a star at UCLA. We'll get to that in a second. But, Tracy, one more Laker thing first. Julius Randle is an interesting project. You can tell when he gets the ball that he can score. I mean, he's got incredible presence around the basket. One thing you hear about him anywhere we go is he's got to learn how to shoot, which is your part of the store. You're the shooting coach. What do you do with a guy like Randle who has tremendous talent, but his outside shot obviously needs to develop? Where do you start, and how's that going with Randle?
Well, you start with the basics. The basics is catch and shoot. There's not much wrong with his form. Everybody's talking about, he can't shoot. But first of all, you have to tell him he can shoot. You got to make him believe he can shoot. Then you got to start with the basics with catch and shoot with the proper form. And that takes a process. You have to catch and shoot in close. You have to catch and shoot and move back once he's comfortable with that area, and then try to increase his range as we go. So right now, this first year, we're in a catch and shoot phase.
Is he getting better? Do you see him? Do you see improvement?
Yes. There is tremendous improvement from the first time I saw him shoot the basketball. But now the mental part is transforming it from practice, from shooting drills to practice into games, and he's in that process right now.
It's funny you say that because Tracy, I was watching you, sorry to interrupt, I was watching you work with him just again last night, and in practice, Jeff, he kills it. I mean, I saw him make 10, 12 jumpers in a row. So I guess, Tracy, it's kind of like golf. It's like you can hit a bunch of perfect shots on the driving range.
The light comes on.
But then when you get out on the course, you got to learn to do it when the lights are on, right?
Right. And he's in that process right now. We've seen games early in recent games, one before All-Star break and a couple after All-Star break where he's hit multiple jump shots. Like the one game before the All-Star break, he was on fire. He had 5 jump shots from about 15 to 16 feet away from, and then we've had a couple of games afterward where he may have hit 3 jump shots within a certain amount of time in the game, and he's starting to find it. But the thing with Julius is it's about his pace, because he has extremely fast feet. So when those feet get to going, he has to find a way to slow himself down to shoot the basketball. The basketball is not one of those things. There's one thing if you're Steph Curry and you shot balls fast your whole life, now you know how to shoot a quick jump shot. But when you don't see it go through the hoop and you're trying to shoot a quick jump shot, that doesn't mix. You have to find a slower pace to knock down jump shots first before you can increase the speed, before you can put the ball on the deck and shoot the ball. Everything is a process. It's a 1, 2, 3-step process before you become that type of shooter, especially off the dribble. Where Julius gets in trouble shooting the ball is off the dribble. You very rarely see him hit a shot off the dribble because he's moving fast.
Right, he's moving so quick.
Tracy,
right. And we have to try our best in the summertime. That's when we're going to make the biggest growth. In the summertime, he's got to practice on game speed shots off the dribble. So if he's going to move that fast in the game, he's got to move that fast in shooting drills to mimic what he's doing and find that rhythm off the dribble. So that's something we got to get to work with in the summer.
Tracy, you're bringing up this sort of Steph Curry effect, and I do wonder if you can forecast a couple years ahead. What do you see the ripple effect of the success of the Warriors, and Steph particularly, among shooters as they come into the league? And is it going to actually exacerbate the problem that you're talking about, where everyone just thinks they can go and fire it off quick and that works for everybody?
I think that is the problem right now, and it will be the problem in the future, because not everybody has had the dedication and the discipline to work on their shot like a Steph Curry or like Klay Thompson. I mean, these guys grew up watching us play. His dad was a shooter, Steph's dad, so he grew up shooting the ball the correct way, and he shot a bunch of jump shots in order to find his range, to find how quick he can shoot the basketball. These kids don't have the same discipline, patience that he did. He's a son of a pro, so he understands the process. A lot of these kids don't have the patience. They get bored. And sometimes, let's go back to Julius for a second. We can be shooting a spot where he's making 20 shots before he moves on to the next spot. He can hit 12 in a row and get bored. It's like, and then you ask yourself, how do I get bored? Because you got to continue to challenge yourself to try to make it through that spot quicker or with less misses. That's how you challenge yourself. Now, Steph challenges himself like that because he comes from a great shooter, so he knows what it's like to be a great shooter. He's the best shooter I've seen, and the reason why I say this is because all of us who are great shooters, we can catch and shoot the ball.
Right.
He does stuff off the dribble that's incredible.
Yeah, this has been great. I really appreciate you coming on. You kind of touched on the Lakers and on the Bruins. We'll see you on Sunday. Keep it, man. I don't know what you did to D'Angelo Russell, man, but he shoots like you.
Keep it up.
He's draining everything. You taking credit for that, or did he already have it?
No, man. You got to credit Larry Lewis. You got to credit Thomas Scott and J.J. Outlaw for that. I mean, because those guys are constantly working with him, and they're cracking the whip on him. And D'Angelo's been playing great basketball.
Yeah, good for him. Hey, Trace, thanks for coming on, man. Enjoy your day off.